Happen.
I love it. But a lot of what we talked about is around future proofing. And we've got a question here from Andrew as well that talks about, yes, I think, all the business leaders would not dispute the fact that all these skills are incredibly relevant, in not even, I think, the medium term, I think even short term wise, like that's very critical. But do you see organizations holding back on that investment in the short term to protect capital in anticipation of like economic downturn? And that's actually what we've been seeing quite a bit here in Australia. So, Aaron, what are you seeing in the market and over as well for you, being on the sort of client side, what's been the, I suppose, of decision making and the P&L implication of all these?
Yeah, we're definitely seeing companies hold back a bit more. The companies that are more impacted by the pandemic are holding back more than others, for sure. And it is impacting how they view how aggressive they're going to be in attacking some of these new transformational technologies. Some fear that this may produce another AI winter, for example. AI has been through several of these, and this pandemic may cause another one because, to really invest in AI, that's a multi-year, long transformational type of movement for a company. So no question that the pandemic is producing that kind of short-term pullback. But I think it is increasing the need for doing more of the digital literacy upskilling that I'm talking about. So I would say that we're seeing a lot of demand from those types of scenarios where it's like more about up-leveling everyone to this new digital work style, our first topic of conversation. And then in key areas, the companies are sort of recalibrating the length of their investment plan, or how they look at what does this look like over the next several years, and there will definitely be some level of adjustment there.
And I mean, ANZ has doubled down on certainly on literacy and on development. My team just initiated a pretty exciting learning program for our 170 designers across the business. And we went up and requested a reasonably respectful budget to be approved quite recently. And I'd assumed that for obvious reasons, we would get that reduced, but it was all fully approved and we've gone ahead with it. And I've seen that happen in the other domains at ANZ. And so I'm not surprised that Aaron is seeing even more demand for Pluralsight right now, because it just makes total sense.
And you know what, I'll just add one other thought here. This is a moment for market leading disruption, meaning, this is the companies that really lean into this moment because they have capital available, they're in a strong position to do so, can lean into these transformational technologies in a time like this. Those are the ones that often emerge as market leaders on the other side of the crisis. And so we do see lots of examples of that also happening right now. But I do think, the broader trend is there is some adjustment. Cash conservation is king in the moment. And there's definitely some hesitancy. But those leading brands, the ones that really want to make a market move, they're thinking, I would say, even more aggressively than before.